What's groovin' Raiders? Welcome to another Tracks on Sundays. I'm Tracks the Max, and this is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Stop right there! Click the link in the description right now to get a free legendary Karato and 4 amazing free epics as you level up. Here are the exact steps you need to follow. Step 1. Log out of Plarium Play on PC and uninstall. If you've never had Raid installed on your mobile phone before, the link will work there too. Step 2. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Step 3. Launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Step 4. Go to your inbox and claim your first champ. Here we go! You'll find Karato here as well as Uugo, Rector Drath, Tagoar, and Mausoleum Mage as you progress through the game. This is an amazing account start in Raid, so click my link right now and follow the steps. Guys, we're not on the Easy Raider 2025 account today, but we are on a free-to-play Challengers account, and this is BNW Crypto. I believe this man is the #1 right now on the Challenger leaderboards. Is that correct?
Yes. Rob the Nice Guy is the name I made the account under, but #1 right now.
Yeah, Rob the Nice Guy. So if you go and check out Hell Hades right now, you'll see that this guy has like about 10,000 points, which is way above everyone else. So that's really cool. What did you do differently, do you think, than the other people? Like, what were the main things you've tried to focus on when you started this challenge?
Well, the main thing, obviously, that everybody does is get their first 6-star. After that, it's really about just being efficient as possible. And I know that's kind of transparent, but when it comes to events, when it comes to double dipping, triple dipping, things like that, and focusing faction wars, training food ahead of time. It's a lot of different things that go into it that kind of culminate, maximum efficiency, if you will.
Yeah, how many 6-stars do you have currently?
So 1, 2, 3, 9 current.
9 currently.
And 10 is.
All right. So I'm keeping up with you. Well, I have 10 right now, so that's pretty similar. But you are, could I see your faction wars once again? Because you are way ahead of me, I think, and I'm #1 on the content creator side. But yeah, you're 515 already. So I don't remember what I'm at, but you're at least about 20 stars ahead of me, I think. Cool, man.
And it's it's nothing really particular that I'm doing with any champions. It's just, most of these are going to be food, but I always try to look ahead a couple days, train my food based on what's coming in faction wars.
Awesome advice, man. I actually did a video on that a couple of days ago. Exactly the same way that I've been doing it. So good to know that I'm doing something right then. So do you think you like to level up some champions that might not be the best for other areas, but will just be killer in faction wars, or you just try and make sure that every champion is basically doing as much as possible?
Well, for faction wars, I'm at the point now where getting into the higher levels and getting past like stage 13, you do want to start looking for some good champions, and just like a quick one that comes to mind is this guy, Abyssal. He's just a regular guy, but he's got an AoE, he's got increased attack, defense, heals everybody, brings the speed aura. Champions like this, I definitely keep in mind to help me through faction wars. And I like good champions, especially cheap ones.
Yeah, that was one I actually had early on, but he got fed. Did you do that too, or did you specifically look at champions like this and be like, okay, later down the line I'm gonna need this guy? Or was that something that only happened after like a couple of weeks? Or yeah, tell me how you thought about which champions you were gonna hold on to early on, because I think a lot of players, that's something difficult, right? You get a lot of epics that you're like, am I gonna make this or not? Am I gonna build this or not? Did you think about that ahead of time, or did you try and get those 6-stars earlier on?
Kind of like what you mentioned. Like in the beginning of your account, the most important thing is to get that first couple 6-stars, maybe even 3 6-stars. So I'm feeding champs that I normally wouldn't.
Okay.
Now that I'm looking for a more robust roster to push other areas, like faction wars or Curse City, But in the very beginning, I was feeding some champs that I was telling myself, man, I could use them later. But it's you're so limited, and every champion you get could be considered a chicken, and it's very important early on to get that at first progression so you can actually start playing the game.
Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. So when did you actually start playing Raid? Are you a fairly new player, or did you start when the game came out, or?
So I started right after Ninja. So missing Ninja is kind of the benchmark for for when I started playing because that kind of haunted me forever.
Yeah,
And well,
so
I
that
was
was.
just gonna say, that was a big moment in my raid career, basically that held me back. It felt like for the longest.
Yeah, okay. So that was what, October or November of 21, I guess, something like that, or was that in
Yeah, yeah. I think
22?
it's been 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah, I started myself in June 21, so I did get to jump on that ninja train, but yeah, that was a bit of a meme and raid for a long time, right? Like you had the players that had the ninja and you had the players that didn't have the ninja, and it was a constant complaint, of course, whenever there was a content creator using a ninja. It was like, dude, we don't have ninja. So,
Yeah,
but you
no, it
should
was
have
definitely a big thing.
you should have ninja now though, right? Because they gave out another copy afterwards, or did you have a break in between or something?
No, I've been going pretty strong since. I have Ninja now, and I got him now in my in-game account where I basically don't even use them,
Don't need him
unfortunately.
anymore. Yeah, yeah. Okay. That makes sense. So the main reason why I actually wanted you on this was because you came to one of my streams lately, and you asked me about, hey Trax, can I make a Ultra Nightmare team with a Odin that you pulled right there, Odin Feyfather? And do you remember what I suggested?
Yeah, I think your first idea, which I thought was a good one, I think was a four-man team.
Yeah, so I thought, well, maybe because he puts up the shield every 9 turns, you want 4 people to go 2 times and then the clan boss 1 time, and that way it will fix it. But you figured out a way to not have to do that, fortunately, because you want 5 people to get more damage, of course. So, yeah, I'm really interested in this team, man. I'm wondering how you pulled it off.
So let's quickly get it set up and then jump right into the run.
Okay,
So
cool.
I have my presets right here. I've been kind of messing around with them. So I'm just gonna get everybody in their gear real quick.
Is this something you do during all your runs, also, like constantly switching the gear around, or is that only now because there's the actual free removal going on?
Yeah, the free gear removal is huge, and obviously I can't afford this on a free to play account to just be throwing my silver away for switching gear. It's just not efficient. So unfortunately, when I make a decision, I have to stick to it most of the time.
Yeah. So this is temporary that you're doing this for the faction wars, I would assume, or something, or do you just do this?
Action wars and theory crafting for like clan boss and
Okay.
chimera teams, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, Chimera is another
All right.
huge thing, I think, right? That's not sure what you've done there.
Yeah, so I actually got a one key hard. I'm
Whoa.
currently got the number one Chimera team on
Okay.
the free to play challenge,
Can
and
you
I'm the
show that
most
real?
proud of that.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm most proud of that team too because I don't even use Odin.
Okay, nice. Can you just give a quick
Yeah,
glance of the team you used there? Oh, you don't have to start it. Okay, so that's the team. You got a 1 key with
yeah,
this.
this is the team.
Nice.
Yes,
So
21.7 million.
so basically, anyone who went for Sigmund could do this, more or less, right?
Oh, absolutely.
That's
Absolutely. And
fantastic.
that was a one key without War Masters on a lot of champions.
Wow. All right. Okay. No, but I'm not going to leave you too long about with your clan boss key because you probably want to get that going. But that's really cool, man. The Chimera team as well. So what do we have going on here? We have 5 champions. I see a block debuff. I see a TM increase and speed increase, a extender in Hellborn, Kale as a poisoner, and then Odin as the block damage and the defense down, I guess, right?
The defense down does come into play. I want to shut it off, but Marked only has the small deep down.
Yeah, that
So
doesn't
it's
work
just
very
not as
well.
consistent as I want it.
No, it's also only 1 turn. That's the real issue of the marked. in my experience, right?
Yeah, I don't have much experience with her, but she filled the role I needed, so I
Yeah, yeah,
slapped her in.
yeah, definitely. So can you explain to us what's,
So,
or maybe you want to go into run and explain it?
but real quickly, just to show the presets, if anybody, is lucky
Yeah.
enough to start their account with Odin, basically the way the team works, it's 2-1 on 3 champions and 1-1 on the other two. So basically 10 turns, then Odin procs, and it lines up after skipping 1 turn with High Katoon and the extender. So you
Okay.
only have to take one damage.
Okay.
So, like as I mentioned, you open up with the A1 here, you open up with the A1 here, and everything else just and the A1 here as well on the block debuff.
Okay.
How this
Cool.
works.
Yeah, that
And
makes
it's
more
so
sense.
friendly. Like I literally start it and it just goes.
Wow.
One thing to mention on this, I did
Yeah.
have to build Hellborn Sprite in a 2-piece set of pinpoint. So that first stun doesn't mess up the tune.
Okay. And does she become the target, or she doesn't become the target then?
So yeah, see, I gotta quit this run out. So the way I think the way this targeting is happening is if Haikatoon has less health than the Hellborn Sprite, she becomes the target for some reason. This has happened once or twice, so I do have to restart this.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine.
Hopefully that doesn't happen. That only happened one time before. I don't know if this will work on green affinity. I do know it works on red affinity, and then the mark becomes the target for the stun.
Okay. So, and is there a specific reason why the Katoon is not allowed to be the stun target, or who is?
Uh, well, it can't hit the extender. It
Oh,
can't mess up the tune as far as the extender goes.
but the previous run, High Katoon was stunned, right?
Right. So and she's just as important as the extender, so she has to keep that speed going.
Okay.
And I
So
think maybe it would have switched targets, but I had it fail one time with High Katoon, so it just scares me.
no, no, yeah, you know your team better. I was just curious. So this time it seemed that she had a block debuff on her, and
So
previous.
you'll notice on this, go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't see it on the previous run, so that's why I was curious if that is if I just missed it or.
She may have outran the block debuff because she's on the 2-1.
Okay.
So what I believe happens here is that she ends up getting stunned, the Hellborn Sprite, and then that allows her to then get in tune to extend the block debuffs on the next.
Okay. So that means that her cooldown needs to stop basically, right? Because if you get stunned, you miss your cooldown of that turn.
Right. So she then becomes 1 turn late, and instead
Yeah.
of extending the speed right after Haikatoon, she extends the speed and the block debuffs on the following turn, which is still okay because you still get the extension on the speed, and then she's able to have a block debuff on her to block the stun.
Yeah. Okay. So now I'm curious though, how did you come up with this? Because this is, I mean, that's a pretty far-fetched. Did you happen to use the speed calculator, or how did you come up
So
with?
big shout out to Rook in Discord in the community chat on Held Hades. He actually sent me a link to this Russian guy who made a video on Odin. So I was able to kind of take from that and build from there.
Okay. Do you happen to have that link? So maybe I could link that guy as well. Since, I mean, if he made the team, I can credit him.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Cool. Some people just have like these crazy teams, man. But yeah,
Yeah, no, it was perfect.
this is working really well. And I think maybe if you I don't know if it's possible or not, but I would assume that if you could get your Haikatoon like maybe one immortal set or something, that she might heal up enough in those early turns not to get the stun.
Yeah, something like that. I was actually thinking about changing her masteries and taking the health mastery because I think that's like a tip a lot of people do to avoid being the stun target is taking that first health mastery.
Yeah, 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 that works too. That's true. That's another thing you could do.
That would require spending gems at this point. I don't want to do.
You already used your free remasteries. You get one free remaster.
Yeah, unfortunately, I went. really arena focused on Haikatoon in the beginning and didn't think about clan boss tunes.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, man, this is the team, and I definitely appreciate you taking the time to even ask me questions about it and being interested. And
I
if
mean,
anybody sees this, I hope it helps.
oh, I hope so too. I mean, I live for this kind of stuff. I don't really like to see all the things I see all the time, but I've never seen an Odin team before, and I'm pretty sure most people have not seen an Odin team before. This is pretty cool. And other than Odin, like, these are very accessible champions, right?
Well, yeah, every champion is a free champion, and honestly, the Hellborn Sprite and the Marked can be replaced. I'm not sure if there's a free block debuff champion that I can't think of right now on a 3-turn cooldown, but
Maybe
Hellborn can be replaced by Valerie.
by who?
By Valerie, the
Oh,
farmable
Valerie.
rare.
Yeah, Valerie, of course. And I think maybe Odachi is a rare that has a lock debuff on a 3-turn, but I'm not sure. That could be a 4-turn as well. I would have to look that up. But there's not that many. I know that for sure.
Yeah, not rares. There's a few epics, and I would like a 2-turn block debuff because if I had a 2-turn block debuff, I think I could get it to work on green affinity and block that decreased speed.
Yeah. That is usually the struggle of every clan boss team. Unkillable, at least.
That damn-
Excuse me?
yeah, no, that damn green affinity.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know, if you have like a better damage dealer than Kale eventually, this could be really crazy. Have you actually tried Alice in that spot yet?
Well, I thought about it, and the reason I went against it is because that spot is at a 1-to-1 speed ratio. So if I put Alice at 120 speed, I won't be able to use her anywhere else.
No, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, so that's a
And that's what
120.
I mean with that with that Russian guy that I got the idea from. He used Odin in 1-to-1 speed. And that's what I mean. So I had to make a few adjustments. And basically the way that the other team I saw worked was they used Ninja, who has a turn meter boost and counts as a turn. I had to make Odin more faster than Haikatoon. And I know that may not make a lot of sense, but there's some tweaking to do if you want to make Odin the fastest.
Yeah, usually it all seems logical until you start building the team, right? And then it's like, oh, this doesn't work and this doesn't work. But this is really cool to watch. I could watch this all day. It's really satisfying.
No, I get some enjoyment out of it myself.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, folks. 35.56 million. I believe that is on the brim of a 2-key, right?
Yeah, no, that's a 2-key. That's definitely a 2-key.
Oh yeah, there you go. So yeah, that is super amazing, man. Thank you so much for letting me into your account basically and showing us the tips and tricks for how to be the #1 in the challenge of Hell Hades. Is there anything else you want to shout out like friends or people who might have helped you accomplish this?
I just want to shout out you for giving me the opportunity to kind of show the account off. I want to shout out Hell Hades for hosting the event and all the people in the community chat in the Discord that help each other out when people need help.
All right, man, that's very cool. I'll talk to you later, okay?
Oh, good.
Bye, man.